Usually when I do shop, it's because I need like instant gratification.
When I was like younger, like I was all about fast fashion.
If it's in the store, we're kind of forced to go with what's there.
And like I'm sad or something, or like, I just need to just shop it out.
Because I'm a broke student, I go towards fast fashion, but hopefully that'll change.
What role does the novelty of fast fashion play in the lives of Torontonians?
My name is Adrian Arneri, and I'm a fashion designer. Fast fashion is great if you're looking to quickly get in and out of a trend. Trends go in and out so quickly that it's practical, and I get that fast fashion, needs to happen, and it's cheap, and a lot of people just want something that they can, wear once or twice and then throw it out so they can buy the next trend. I personally am not a fan of it, although, I have fast fashion pieces. And
every once in a while, if I'm looking for just like a quick, cute thing, I'll pop into Forever 21 and see what they have. Because getting a skirt for $10 and wearing it for that one night is fantastic. It's great.
There are certain retailers like Fashion Nova. I usually go online, but then when I really want to try on the items, I go in store just to try them on, but then sometimes I look online just to buy them because they have deals. They have the 7% off or the 80% off free shipping, stuff like that.
Essentially it's like retail therapy, which is not exactly good for my pocket, but end of the day I still feel good about it.
When I wear something that I really like, it makes me feel a lot happier and a lot more confidence. It brings out the confidence in me. So,
one day you want to feel lazy, you want to wear sweatpants. The next day you want to glam up because you feel more confident and sexy. Yeah.
So. Fashion works with my mood. So if I'm really happy, I'm wearing something amazing, my hair has to be perfect. So I would say fashion is based on how I feel in that moment.
I actually got into a shopping addiction because I couldn't stop shopping because it was just so accessible. Right?
So if it's on sale and you want it, that's great.
But at the same time, a few months down the road, you look at your wardrobe and you're like, oh, I have a closet full of garbage that I've only worn once.
Hi, my name is James Fowler, and I'm a lecturer on fashion, fashion history, fashion story, fashion and how you make it. Why would I want one t-shirt when I could have 8? The way that I work, I've got 8 of the exact same t-shirt. In our own blindness, we love it. It's amazing. It's great fun to go buy something new. It's a better rush than a chocolate bar, and it stays in the cupboard for a few weeks, and guilt-free we get rid of it. And guilt-free we buy some new ones.
In the GTA, Toronto, or any other big global city, we're much more impatient. We're much more used to instantaneous gratification. We can go so many different places. It's that desire for novelty is going to be much more heightened in a big city. The more exposure we have to fashion media, it exacerbates our desire for novelty. So there's this whole, obsession with newness.
And the consumer, me included, is, we've been kind of hooked on this idea that we can go out and buy a t-shirt for $8. The present is fast fashion, and but it's going to change.
My name is Kingy Carpenter. I'm the owner of Peach Berserk, which is a fashion and fabric design company, and I teach classes and workshops in screen printing. I think it's just a situation of, what do I do? I'm not at work. I've got some free time. What do I do? I go shopping. Well, no, you don't have to go shopping. You can go to an art gallery. You can read a book. You can create art. You can make a film. Get over this addiction to shopping. I think it's a kind of mindless addiction.
It's really like everything else. I can't say that we're all collectively addicted. I think that we should all be mindful and not mindlessly try and get into every trend. Yes, shopping will momentarily make you feel better, and maybe if you buy the right thing, a new top is going to kind of give you a new will to live or whatnot. But it's short-lived unless you're using a 360 approach to address your mental health issues. I think traditionally we're made to think of it as that quick instant hit of dopamine that you get when you make that initial purchase, you walk away with that bag and you're like, ooh, I bought something new. And I think that's the very short-lived version of retail therapy.
Fashion has always revolved around trends. So is fast fashion a trend, or has it always been in the works?
Le Chateau was doing fast fashion in the 60s, well before anybody else. And as a teenager and as a young adult and being really edgy, that was great. I could go in there with my little tiny paycheck. I could get a whole new, look together for the weekend, to go to parties, to go to clubs and stuff. And we didn't really care that it fell apart, but they were very minor, and most clothing was sort of the middle range. We would spend a good deal of money and wear clothes a lot longer. New generation, we're told, is, well, you would know more about that angle, but willing to spend money but not on clothing. It's more of, I want an experience. If I'm going to spend 50 bucks, I might want to go to dinner with my friends. I might want to save up some money and go on a trip. Whereas my generation would have spent that 50 bucks on a really nice piece of clothing.
I grew up on a farm, so that's how you bought your clothes a lot, was from the catalog. It would come twice a year and you get so excited. In that catalog, a dress was about $19 in 1975. And now a dress is $19 at H&M. So it would take you 19 hours of work at minimum wage to buy that dress. Okay? Now if you buy a $19 dress, how many hours of work does it take you? Not even 1.5. So, clothes were a very different thing. You really didn't own very many. Like now, I think it's actually crazy how many clothes people own.
The dangers of overconsumption are if you're just relying solely on retail therapy, it's just a crutch and it's not really going to help, and then you're just going to be broke and feel worse, because then you've lost self-control, and then you feel bad about that, and then you can really spiral, I think.
And buying clothes is so insanely cheap. So we all own too much. There's actually a clothing glut.
The human psyche, the human perception is there. And so how do we change the human being? And the idea of consumerism isn't going to change. It's been here for far too long.
We're just exposed to, so many influences these days, especially with social media. And it kind of influences our persona because we want to experiment more. We're kind of like want to tap into this look, but we also want to tap into that look. We're traveling more. So then all of this sort of like triggers a need to play with our persona and our character. It's much easier to be able to afford to experiment at lower price points. I kind of call it Instagram and status anxiety. There's this whole smoke and mirrors effect that we're all supposed to have like fresh new outfits all the time.
The thing with fast fashion is it seems like, oh, it's a bargain because it's only, $10 for a shirt, or, it's on sale, like 2 for whatever it is, which are just, it's basic marketing ploys that, no one's really saving any money. And if you keep buying it, you're definitely not saving any money.
I don't necessarily find that I need social media to validate my fashion sense or validate if I should have this. Because at the end of the day, it's just like instant validation, instant gratification, whatever.
Social media plays like a big part, because if I click something on Instagram and just quickly looked at it, it's like a shopping ad, and then say like an exit and don't purchase anything. Everywhere I look, there'll be ads of that store. They grab what you like and they put it out there on other sites for you to try to come back to it. It's so strong.
Does it work?
It does sometimes. It's a really easy tool to use to kind of grab people's attention and get them to purchase more.
And it's effective.
It's effective. Everyone's on social media now.
But I think, certainly with social media, with like just a constant refreshing of the images, it's not a monthly or even a weekly, it's just like daily or hourly. There's always, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this. And it's always a little something that ties into, oh, you're on your device, you can just go buy something right now. And it just, this quick link.
Although fast fashion is the mainstream thing, Toronto offers alternatives for conscious consumers.
There is an industry or a new generation of people, it's quite interesting, who are looking at mending clothing and reworking clothing and upcycling clothing.
My name is Shauna Cotton. I'm the owner of Common Threads. We do all kinds of classes for sewing, and tonight we have tons of people here doing all kinds of different things. People come and bring something that needs to be fixed or created differently. We actually have somebody here fixing a lovely rug that's just kind of come unstitched, and she's hoping to get it put back together. She can put it back on her floor. Some of them have had their kids come to classes and they want to come and learn themselves. I want people to realize that anybody can do this. It's not sort of skill you have to learn for years and years, but the idea is that we want to make them self-sufficient. We want people to sort of learn how to do this stuff themselves, and then they don't need to come here and learn how to do it. To go out and buy clothes all the time versus learning how to turn your clothes that you already have into something else is also great. The clothes keep getting cheaper and cheaper. They don't hold up very well. The fast fashion really is fast. You might only get to wear it a few times before it falls apart. So if you have something that's older, it's probably way better made, and you should fix it instead of buying a replacement, because you might not find a good replacement.
Self-knowledge is the antidote to overconsumption. Like, the conscious consumer thinks more about themselves and how they feel and their values, and I think that the non-conscious consumer they think a lot more about the opinions of others. You know, is he going to like me in this? My friend's going to think I look really cool in this. They lack that strong sense of self when it comes to style.
People want fast fashion because it's accessible. It's at their fingertips and it's affordable.
It's like changing into different characters in a way.
It doesn't matter if it's fast fashion, you know what I mean?
Looking at fast fashion, I feel like it's just getting so overpopulated that it's kind of overwhelming, and I kind of just want to be like, ugh, I can't be bothered anymore. But I do like seeing what the new trends are.
It doesn't even look cool, but it's whatever. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Cool. No worries. It's all good.